live. So I don't want to say, but get it out the way, but just speak about what I saw. To speak about for a little bit. Um, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a couch live. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If nobody tells you that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Taking It Home Podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics. And I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. What's going on, Raphael? God bless you. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company that we will be fighting back for August 30th at the 11th hour. I'm still looking at like recaps of SummerSlam Night 2. So that's what I'm looking at. But we're going to talk about SummerSlam. Tickets for the 11th hour, Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue, are available now on Eventbrite. They are $5 off on Eventbrite, but they'll be $5 more at the door. Robert Brown, what's going on? Lafayette and in the building. So what? I'm confused with the ending. So okay, we'll talk about that. I'm gonna try not to be here long, but here we go. So SummerSlam has come and gone. Night 2 just ended not too long ago, and we are here to talk about it. I'm going to talk about Night 2, and then I'll talk about it overall as a whole. Night 2 was better than Night 1, and I do feel like it was by design, and that's unfortunate, and we'll go into it. Let's go into Night 1. First match, Naomi, the women's champion, went against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Great opener, great triple threat. You know, I felt a certain way about it being a triple threat because WrestleMania, 2 of the women in the triple threat was in the triple threat. But now Naomi is the champion because she cashed in. Thank you, Raphael. So the match was good. It was great. I loved that they all had a time to shine. I did love that Naomi swagger was like a champion. Like, she's the champion. I think that sometimes a lot of matches when they happen, the champion seems like a fish out of water. They don't know what to do when the placement is off because they're nervous that they're a champion. Naomi was very comfortable, and I like that. And I also thought it was dope that her father played some music on the way out to the ring. Like, that's really, really dope. Like, that's something that you're going to cherish for the rest of your life, is when your dad or when your family members is doing the entrance with you. So it was pretty good. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's a lot of triple threats, and I've spoken about it before, but I will say that it was very good. My only gripe with certain well, outside of just an oversaturation of triple threats, is that sometimes these spots just be crazy. Like, Rhea had Io look like she's about to do a suplex, and then Naomi did the springboard kick, and then it just went into Io falling for a DDT. And then I also thought it was kind of weird that like Io and Rhea already attacked each other, but then when Io did her little thing, Rhea was doing it with her. What's going on, Israel? Hope everything is all right. But still, great match. Very, very solid. There was a couple times where I thought that somebody else was going to win. And that's a key ingredient that I love in wrestling, where things make you on the edge of your seat. Everything doesn't have to be predictable, but it can be predictable and also fun at the same time. The end came where Rhea gave Io the riptide, and then as soon as she was about to pin her, Naomi attacked Rhea and rolled her up. Well, she actually just rolled her up. 1, 2, 3. Rhea blew a gasket, rightfully so, because, you know, she's been so close to beating Io. She hasn't beaten Io yet. You obviously know that they're going to keep this going for a couple more months between Io and Rhea. Probably have Rhea and Naomi and stuff like that. Naomi retained. Very solid match. Naomi has showed a lot of depth in character. I loved her Feel the Glow stuff. I thought that was some dope stuff. Her would proceed with caution and attacking Jade and making fun of the fans and stuff like that. I like it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's very fitting for her because I think a lot of people put her in the back burner a lot. That's why I love her promos, because they're so personal. They put her in the back burner a lot. When she was tagging with Mercedes Moné in WWE before they left, they put her in the back burner and stuff. And then they also was like, oh, well, she's only doing it because Mercedes is doing it. And then when they did their own thing, oh, she's only doing this because of that and stuff. So now, even with when she was teaming with Bianca and Jade. I think a lot of people treated her like the third wheel or the third woman out because it's like, oh, they just wanted to see Jade and Bianca. I think Naomi, I think she held her own and held it down in what she could. So good for her. Yeah, they're definitely going to try to do that. Very, very solid match. Second match, it was the six pack tables, ladders, and chairs match. Wyatt Six were the champions. They went against Andrade and Ray Phoenix, against DIY, against Fraxium, against the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Um, it was a match. I think a lot of people love the match. I'm not big on a lot of ladder matches and stuff like that, especially when it's a lot of people in it. So, what, 12 people? Well, not even 12 people because it was like 20 people because everybody named Mama got in and somebody. Johnny's wife, B Fab, Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy. Like, so many people got involved in this match. It got people excited. I see why. One of the things that I liked, that I went crazy for, was Chopper was holding on to the little crescent that has both belts, and Axiom, he was looked like he was about to do a spear like Edge did to Jeff Hardy. So Johnny was like kicking everybody out and stuff like that, and then you saw Axiom, and I was like, oh man, he's about to knock him down. And then when he went for it, Ciampa used his legs to Spider-Man clamp onto the thing. Well, he just kicked his legs up. He didn't clamp it like Spider-Man. And still, it was like he held on. It was like, man, the strength to even have that and to be fearless because, man, if you would have failed, you would have been to the upper room. Like, you was already up, but being sent to the upper room is bananas. Yeah, everyone was in it. There was like one spot where like everybody just went through a table. Like they just randomly was just on tables and people got on the top rope and then just fell on them. And then Dawkins was about to jump on somebody, and then Phoenix stopped him and gave him a Spanish fly through the table. Like, very high paced, fast paced match. I know a lot of people love those matches. To me, it was fun looking. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it gave a lot of them opportunities to wrestle, and then a lot of stuff started happening. Candice LeRae, she got involved, and then she wound up getting pushed through the table by her husband on accident, and then he thought about it. What's up, Vivi loves cats. But then he was like, nah, let me try to get the championship. Eric Rowan came in, was beating up the Street Profits, so they turned around and started attacking him and stuff like that and put him through a table. B-Fab came out, and she was trying to stop Candice LeRae. And then Nikki Cross, her character, I forgot what her character is in the Wild Six. She was trying to stop stuff too. So everybody got involved. So I think it was just a big fun match and stuff like that. The Wild Six, they did retain. Y'all like the match? I thought it was okay. Like I said, it's good to see a lot of people get opportunities. And they did this in 16 minutes, so that's pretty cool. All right, y'all ready? Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. If Becky wins, then Lyra can no longer challenge for the Intercontinental title as long as Becky is champ. This is a no count out last chance match, no disqualification. This is a theme for night 2. This is a theme for night 2. It's no DQ, street fights, and all of this stuff, and all kind of craziness. I wasn't a fan of this match. I definitely was not a fan of this match. For a few reasons. I don't mind that they're doing street fights. I don't mind that kind of stuff. I don't. But it was just the fact that, like, remember when people was calling Cena Super Cena? We got Super Lyra now. Lyra got hit with toolboxes, wrenches, and a whole bunch of stuff. And she was sandwiched into a chair, and it was just like she just kept kicking out. Like, Lyra, little bitty Lyra. And it's like, not talking about like her size, like making fun of it or poking fun of it, but it's just like, when it's too much, it's too much. Right? It started out pretty good. I liked it. It was decent, but I was already kind of tuned out, honestly, because it's so many matches on the card that got the same thing, the no disqualification thing. A lot of the stuff was solid. The match was solid, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I was like, all right, she's getting hit with all of this stuff, and she's kicking out like it's nobody's business. Becky zip tied her hands and she had put her zip tied hands around Becky and gave her the belly to belly, Bailey to belly, and her hand slipped out. Her hand literally slipped out, and it was open. And then she tried to she did it. She put her hand back in there and twisted it to make it look like it didn't work. The moonsault with her hands tied, very impressive, and stuff like that. And then it was just she tried all the things to break the stuff, and eventually she did. Um, when Becky put her head through the chair and all of that stuff, Bailey comes out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then Becky was like, "Hey, why don't you do it?" And then Bailey thought about it, and then she did. And then Becky attacked Bailey and stuff like that, and then eventually culminated to Bailey accidentally hitting Lyra, and Becky hitting the manhandle slam on Lyra, and that was it. I do feel like the wrong person won. I do feel like Lyra probably should have won this, if anything, for it being Summerslam or whatever. Because all the stuff that y'all done did to that little girl, man, that lady got hit with the toolbox, the wrench, and everything. I thought Becky was about to pull out a Thule and be Tom Taylor, because at least what you had to do was something, drop an anvil on her head or something, because she was kicking out everything. I like that for certain matches, and I understand that this was SummerSlam. But this makes me think of the match that happened yesterday that I didn't like at the end. So you mean to tell me that a toolbox, hit, strike, chairs, kendos, wrenches, all of this stuff couldn't take out Lyra, but one prettiest moonsault ever could take out Jade Cargill. Just one moonsault took out Jade Cargill in a short match. The match was very short. And like I said, why? What was the point of it all? Why did y'all even do this? Because it was you mean to tell me Jade was out by one thing? Justice for Jade Cargill. Justice for Jade Cargill. I've seen so many kickouts. I could do kickflips like I had a skateboard. It was so crazy. But that's that one. Now, the thing is, this is after a match that basically was already a no DQ. It already had weapons and chairs and stuff, and people was using chairs and stuff like that. See, one of these two matches could have been on yesterday. They could have been on yesterday. They didn't need to clump them up like that. They definitely could have been yesterday. What up, The Chill? Robloxing. My name is Chris Classic. I am a professional wrestler, and I also watch a lot of wrestling, and I speak about it. I hope all is well with you. So I'm looking at this stuff, and I'm like, dude, why they couldn't just put one of these matches? One of these matches could have definitely been on night one. Y'all really was trying to save, quote unquote, the best for last on the last night. Anyway, match 4, Solo Sikoa, the United States champion. He went against Jacob for 2 in a steel cage. And I'll say this about steel cages. They just need to not have a door. They just need to not have a door no more. If they can go back to them old handlebar blue bars, I love those concepts of the wrestling ring and the cage and stuff. I wish they would do that, but I know they're not going to. But still, Solo had new gear with the sashes and stuff. Jacob came out with the werewolf stuff, and they were solid for the most part. I think this was a match a lot of people was looking forward to. I know a lot of people felt like it should have been longer. I know that the numbers game came out to benefit Solo, obviously. Jacob just had Jimmy Uso as backup. Taller Tonga, that's what I call him. You know, he was a driving force in a lot of stuff. He handcuffed Jacob's his arms to the cage, and then Solo tried to escape, and then Jacob broke it. And basically near the end, it seemed like Jacob was trying to put his hands on Solo, but then Taller Tonga kicked the cage door and hit Jacob, and then Solo won. That was it. And at the end, Jimmy grabbed the other guys that wasn't Jacob and Taller Tonga. I mean, it wasn't Solo and Taller Tonga, and Jacob and him was beating both of them up, and then they lined them up, and then Jacob was about to do the moonsault, the regular moonsault, and he was like, "No, let me do it off the top." He did it off the top after the matches fell on him, and then did this boogeyman shake. Why? I think he should have did that during the match. I think it would have made a lot more sense if he did that during the match somehow or whatever like that. I understand you don't want to make it seem like Jacob is stupid, but make it seem like he was about to escape or something like that, and he just did it. He did it afterwards. So it's just I don't know if Solo and Jacob was going to wrestle or go against each other after this, but still, Once again, this is the third no DQ match. Basically, that's this is the third no DQ match in a row. One of these three matches could have definitely been on night one. GDG. I don't know what GDG stands for. But still, what does GDG stand for? Do you know? Okay. But anyway, this is the third no DQ match in a row. They definitely could have had one of these or two on night one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, sub. Thank you. Appreciate you. Next match was Dominic versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. AJ, he came out dressed up as Eddie Guerrero. He had a low rider with his son in the tights. Those color schemes of those Eddie Guerrero tights is so dope to me. He was trying to do the Eddie Guerrero shake, but he just couldn't. He just couldn't do it right. He tried. The match between these guys, it was very, very good. I did love even how they was showing Dominic do certain things after the match to say oh, he's so sneaky and stuff. The fact that he is the son of Rey Mysterio, but a lot of people are calling him the successor. I don't want to say the next Latino Heat, but it's so much stuff that they're putting on him with that, right? Like the jokes is he's actually Eddie's son and stuff, but still. So to basically carry a legacy of two people is very big and a big burden for that man to carry. And it's pretty dope that he does it in his own lane, you know. He comes out with the mask and stuff and he says, I'm the best luchador and stuff like that. He does things that tributes to his father and Eddie Guerrero. And I think that's pretty good. Him and AJ had a pretty good match for the most part. I thought it was dope. They took a lot of stuff from the Eddie Guerrero playbook. The fake chair thing, the shakes, the boot. Dom losing the boot, that's similar to when Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle did it. Where Kurt Angle had Eddie in the ankle lock and Eddie's boot came off. So they did a lot of tributes to Eddie Guerrero this night. And we're going to have it. Everybody loves Eddie Guerrero for sure. Very good match. Dom used his boot to take AJ out and they gave him the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Now I don't know what's gonna happen with AJ. I know a lot of people are saying he's almost out the door and stuff like that. But like I said, it was a very solid match. I did like the build up that these two had, and hopefully they're not done, but we'll see. Main event: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, who's the champion in Street Fighting, and this match was 37 minutes and 45 seconds. Dang, AJ been losing a lot. He has been, and usually. A lot of the older wrestlers, when they do that, that means they're either slowing down or they're just trying to give somebody else an opportunity. AJ was the face of a wrestling company, TNA Impact and stuff like that for a while. He's been a multi-time WWE champion and all kind of other champions. So maybe he is just slowing down or whatever like that. But, that kind of stuff happens. But this street fight was 37 minutes and 45 seconds. First and foremost, this match was a lot better than it was way better than their WrestleMania match. Way better than their WrestleMania match. John Cena came out more vibrant and more colorful and stuff. And he came out like he a changed man. Now, I know a lot of people been thinking oh well, John Cena's just faking or Cody's gonna be evil and stuff. No, the whole time he was a good guy. And we still asking why. Y'all just literally retcon John Cena's character within a week. Y'all literally retcon it. Dude been getting beat up almost since he been bad. RKOs, crossroads and stuff. And all of a sudden, Cody beats him up one more time and basically forces his hand to sign a contract, and now he changes. I know why y'all did it, but y'all could have definitely did this a lot better as far as John Cena's character. I'm getting tired of it because he's great at the ring. He's been champion since. So, yeah, now I get it. To be honest, I need Kevin Owens to be champion. Yeah, Owens is still healing from his injury. I know he had surgery. They said it was successful surgery. So hopefully everything works out. Cena and Cody was nothing but spamming the finishers. They would put each other through tables. They fought on the Titantron on the stage. John Cena had Cody on his shoulders when he did the lift that Cody does. He gave Cody an attitude adjustment from that. There was an attitude adjustment from the top rope. There was an attitude adjustment outside. There was a crossroads. And then there was 3 crossroads. And there was another crossroads. Then Bone Thugs and Harmony song came out called Crossroads. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. So it was overboard. He said spamming finish. I think the spamming finishers I can understand for Cena. I think Cena needed that. He needed that more than anything because, like I said, that WrestleMania match was just dookie. It just wasn't that good. And I think this was a lot better. I think this match put a lot of people on the edge of their seat because a lot of people's like, well, Cody's going to be evil or Cena's going to be evil and stuff. And then even after the match, I think people was expecting something to happen after that. Like somebody's going to be evil or whatever. Nope, didn't happen. They shook hands, they hugged and everything. Cody hit Cena with a crossroads after he gave him a Cody cutter through the table. Then he won, and then they embraced, they hugged each other and stuff like that, and then Cody left. So Cena was just out there just waving and shaking his hand and stuff like that to the people. Then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hit. And I'm going crazy because Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, shouldn't have got suspended. Now, he was wrong for doing that stuff, especially being married, but it was held against him and stuff like that. So Brock Lesnar shows up. And Cena's ready to fight. He knows that Brock Lesnar's not about to come in and shake his hand and stuff. And this is the stuff that I do like because nobody was expecting Brock Lesnar. I don't think nobody was ever even saying, like, Brock Lesnar is showing up. I didn't think Cena was going to lose like that. I thought he was going to keep the belt longer. But, hey, it is what it is. Like, now he's going against his rival still. So, Brock is there. And then I don't know if he's going to do anything within 4 months against Roman Reigns. But still, Brock Lesnar is back. He got his Benjamin Franklin hairstyle, except he don't have a bald spot at the top. Cena tried to lay him out with a line. He turned around and Brock picked him up and gave him an F5, and then that was it. Brock Lesnar left. So now we're about to get Cena and Brock Lesnar. Hopefully it's good, but Cena is not the same Cena as he is. He's older now. Brock Lesnar been doing Suplex City and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, appreciate you, bro. So why Cena has to lose? Shout out to King. What up, King? Cody didn't need that title. Cody was gonna be a 2-time champion. I already knew. I had a feeling that Cody. Even before all of this happened, I had a feeling that Cody was gonna be a 2-time world champion. I don't know if it's a contract or what. I just knew he was gonna be. Whoever beat him, he was gonna beat them back. So being Cena, that'd be cool. Thoughts on the TLC match? It was okay. I'm not big on TLC matches, man. It was too many people. It went crazy. It had great spots, had dangerous spots. Joe Gacy took like a kick and he fell, and I think his head like clunked the ladder, and it made me cringe so bad. But still, it was a decent match. I don't like those kind of matches, but I could see why people are interested in it. Yeah, it was dope. So, like I said, I could see why people are interested in it. It would have been dope to have Street Profits still be champions or win them back, but it is what it is. So, what do you think is gonna be Cody for that title? I don't know. I think this is the time to start shifting things, right? As far as like the main event goes, right? So he's on SmackDown. I don't think him and Roman need to run it back. I don't think him and Roman need to run it back. Maybe you try to get some new people. Do a tournament. Y'all do tournaments a lot or battle royals and stuff like that. Like, do something fresh, please. We need something fresh. I had a feeling my gut Cody was winning the title back. Yeah, me too. Why you don't like? It's not that I don't like TLC matches. It's just that I think that like the quality, the expectations is so low when it comes to that because it's a weapon, because it's a ladder, because it's a chair, it's a table, and it's multiple people. I think that's just what it is. I'm a big quality person, and they've had great TLC matches and stuff like that before. So like I said, it was decent. I'm just never a big fan of those kind of matches. It's just me though. It's not nothing against people who want to do it and stuff. Like even like when fans say like their favorite match was that triple threat TLC match between Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and 3D. Some of us kind of know what you mean when you say that. They need something new. Cena and Lesnar for the championship makes sense. Not a non-title. I disagree. I think him and Brock is going to sell tickets regardless if it's with a title or not. It would have been cool Honestly, it would have been cool though to see Cena still have the belt and then go against Brock, and then somehow Cody, because Cody was going to get that belt back regardless, right? I just knew he was going to get it back. Cena could have held it longer, but maybe Cena has obligations too. As much as Cena's saying he's full time and all of this stuff, he probably has obligations he has to do. Probably has to promote the Peacemaker. I know it's out now and stuff, and they're doing commercials. It's probably other stuff that he has to do. So I'm quitting WWE after that decision from WWE. From WWE. Wow, it's Cody. AW, I'm coming to you, Cody. I'll say this. I like Cody, but I understand why people are fatigued from Cody. I understand why people are tired of Cody. I understand why people want him to lose and stuff because within a few years of him coming back, he has had historic accolades. Now he's a two-time world champion. He's a two-time back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring winner. When they was doing the champion versus champion in Saudi Arabia, he won that. King of the Ring. He won King of the Ring. He's a tag team champion, multi-time tag team champion. He's got a lot. He's won a lot of stuff. He's definitely got a lot. So I can see why. He main evented basically 4 WrestleManias in a row. Yeah, I definitely get it. Yeah, Roman is that dude. And it took Roman a while to get to where he's at, but he's definitely that dude. But going back into the Brock and Cena thing, I am happy to see Brock Lesnar back. I didn't want his career to end on something that was that bad. So, still, yeah, three WrestleManias is very crazy. I mean, Cena. What was it? Roman, like he main evented like 7 of them in a row. But I do think like it was levels to it. Nowadays, with wrestling being more exposed and stuff like that, people are being like we're speaking about, unfortunately, their contracts and creative control and stuff like that. So people are going to say, oh, okay, well, this must have been his contract or something. It's in 3 WrestleManias. I need Roman. Well, 3. Well, I consider I broke last year's down. I broke it because he was the main event of, wasn't it night? Yeah, he was the main event of night 1 when it was him and Seth versus The Rock and Roman, and then he wound up main eventing with Roman the following night. But then the previous year, it was Roman and Cody, where Cody lost, and then this year it was Cena and Cody. So that's why I say 4. See, that's why I'm not big on 2-night WrestleMania PLEs and stuff. I'm not big on even this one being 2 nights. Low key, you could have mixed the best of both nights and put it on one card. And I think people would have been happy. Kevin Owens and Stone Cold main evented 38. So 39. Okay, we'll do it. 39. It was Cody and Roman. 40. Night 1. It was Cody and Seth versus Roman and Rock. And then night 2, it was Cody and Roman. And then this year it was Cody and Cena. So yeah, I agree, Raphael. SummerSlam definitely didn't need to be 2 nights. Don't need to be 2 nights. I do feel like other PLEs are going to be 2 nights, like Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. Since they have 2 Royal Rumbles, you're gonna have a female one and a male one. They're gonna probably close both nights or whatever like that. 38 was Roman and Brock for the title. What was there? I think 38. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But hold on, let me see. I got my computer. One second, I'm definitely looking it up. Okay, it was Brock and Roman, WrestleMania 38. That was yeah, it was for the title. It was the title for title. I didn't like that match neither. Every pay-per-view is going to be night. I hope not. I hope not. Like I said, for sure, I do think that the big four, which is WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, the big four, I do think that those will probably be 2 nights. from now on, and I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking forward to that. Like I said, I used to do WrestleMania parties with my family and friends and stuff, but I'm not about to invite people to my house 2 days in a row. All right, see you guys tomorrow night. I'm not about to do all that. And still, but it gets people. I watched both nights. I was already tired yesterday thinking about all of these wrestling I was gonna look at. We should have called it Slam, like Arshawn said. But still, it was this is what I'm gonna say about the event as a whole, right? And then I'm gonna let you guys go. Were you surprised that Jay Uso won against Gunther? Um, no, I was more happy, but I also knew that he wasn't gonna have that belt for a long time. And I think a lot of people got upset that Gunther got it back, and I wasn't, because I did feel like they listened to the fans and they gave it to Jay. And I thought that match could have been main event of that night instead of being the opener. And it's still justice for Jay Uso because Jay Uso is the Royal Rumble winner. So he should have main evented one of the nights. But they gave it to Punk because that's something that Punk wanted to do. And then, Cody and Cena main evented the next night. I was hoping Gunther would have won at WrestleMania. That's cool. Gunther, I think he'll still be devastated and still be cool. Maybe he's taking a break now, and we'll see where it goes from there. They fumble big time with champs this year. Yeah, it's definitely some things that they could have did better, and some of it is just like, why even change the title if this situation is gonna happen, right? So this is what I'll say about both nights. It's only a few things that made it feel like a special PLE. To be 2 nights is ridiculous, right? And I did feel like they saved all of the best stuff that they wanted to be perceived as the best for night 2 instead of night 1, right? Like I said, there was 3 matches in a row that was no DQ. Y'all could have had a steel cage, or y'all could have had the TLC match, or y'all could have had the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Y'all could have had that defended on yesterday. I like John Cena. John Cena is great. I think he's great. He's older now. I'm not gonna sit there and say I enjoyed his matches since returning, because definitely you definitely see like it's a little difference. I think this is his best match since returning for sure. Uh, his second would probably be CM Punk. I would have said Orton, but I didn't like when that random thing about the security guards came out, and even R-Truth. Where is R-Truth, by the way? But still, I did feel like the pacing in both of the shows could have been better. You could have had some of them no DQ matches happen on night 1. But instead, obviously, I think more people showed up to night 2. And that's just what it is. I feel like some of these matches didn't need to happen, and I feel like the wrong person won. But that's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. My biggest gripe too, I ain't gonna let it go. Tiffany Stratton shouldn't have used one moonsault to take out Jade Cargill. Are you kidding me? Like, Lyra can get hit with a toolbox and just get up and be okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I think they could have mixed both of them up. I think that WWE obviously was trying to go with the oh well, we're going to make sure the best for last. But nah, it all seemed convoluted. And it's just like, we seen 2 no DQ matches. Well, let me see. Hold on. We seen like 3 no DQ matches before we seen the main, which is a no DQ matches. Thank you, but Naomi can't beat Jay. That's a good point too. Y'all had this lady be the queen of the ring. She beat Naomi. She beat other people. She was, y'all had her doing a whole bunch of stuff. Then all of a sudden going against Tiffany. You mean to tell me that Tiffany's moonsault was that devastating to take out this powerhouse? And I also feel like they don't even let her be like a powerhouse. Now, I understand Jade has lost before and stuff like that, but still, something definitely could have been better. And I feel like their match was cut short, because I did feel like other matches was longer and that didn't need to be. I didn't think the tag match with Jelly Roll needed to be as long as it was, but it was. So, yes, B Game, and I do like John Cena. So, still, I do feel like some of the moments were special. Some of the matches were special. Cody and Cena was special. CM Punk and Gunther was special. Seth with the cash in special. Brock returning special. Some of this stuff was like special, but as a whole, Naomi winning special. I'm looking at the stuff now. Like some of this stuff is just like why, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel about it. But let me know what you guys think. You know, this live will still be up, so I'll still go in the comments and stuff. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I wanted to speak about it for a little bit and a little bit of my gripes, but I do hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.